The Golden Lion of the Sahara, the reign of Mansa Musa. In the 14th century, while Europe was reeling from the Black Death and famine, a different story was unfolding in West Africa. A story of unimaginable wealth, intellectual brilliance, and a king whose name would become synonymous with gold. This is the story of Mali and the man who put it on the world map. Mansa Musa Part 1. The Rise of the Mandinga. Before Musa, there was Sundiata Keita, the Lion King. In 1240, Sundiata transformed the Mandinga people from a raided tribe into the masters of the Sahel. By seizing the ruins of the Ghana Empire and its capital, Kumbisala, the Malians took control of the world's most vital commodities, gold and salt. By the time Musa Keita ascended the throne in 1312, Mali was the largest empire in the world, stretching across modern-day Senegal, Gambia, Mauritania, and Niger. It was a realm larger than all of Western Europe combined, maintained by a standing army of 100,000 men, including 10,000 elite cavalry. Part 2. The Mariner King and the Atlantic Mystery. Musa did not come to power through traditional succession alone. He was appointed deputy by his predecessor, Mansa Abubakari II. Abubakari was a man possessed by the mystery of the Atlantic Ocean. In 1311, Abubakari launched a fleet of 2,000 ships to find the extremity of the ocean. He sailed into the horizon and never returned. While modern historians debate the outcome, archaeological evidence, African-style carvings, and Tifina, inscriptions found in the Americas, suggest that Malian explorers may have reached the New World nearly 200 years before Columbus. Musa took the throne in his predecessor's absence, inheriting a kingdom poised for greatness. Part 3. The pilgrimage that broke the world. In 1324, the world awoke to the splendor of Mali. Musa, a devout but pragmatic Muslim, embarked on a Hajj to Mecca. This was not a simple religious journey. It was a state procession of unprecedented scale. The caravan, 60,000 men. The wealth, 80 camels, each carrying 300 pounds of gold dust. The retinue, 12,000 slaves dressed in Persian silk and brocade, with 500 slaves carrying the staffs of solid gold. Narrator: when Musa arrived in Cairo, his generosity was so vast that he handed out gold to every official and commoner he met. He spent so much gold that he devalued the metal in Egypt for over a decade, causing an economic collapse. The only time in history a single man controlled the price of gold on a global scale. Part 4. The Architect of Timbuktu. Musa returned to Mali not just with spiritual merit, but with architects and scholars. While he was away, his general Sagmandia had captured the city of Gao. Musa made a detour to this new prize, bringing back the king's sons to be educated at his court, ensuring future loyalty. He transformed Timbuktu from a desert outpost into the world's leading center of learning. He commissioned the Great Mosque and the University of Sankore, where astronomy, mathematics, and law were taught to thousands of students. There is complete security in their country, wrote the traveler Ibn Battuta. Neither traveler nor inhabitant in it has anything to fear from robbers or men of violence. Musa's Mali was a land of 400 cities. In his capital, Niani, he built a hall of audience, a stunning monument with a dome and windows framed in silver and gold foil. Part 5. The Shadow of Decline. Mansa Musa died in 1337, leaving behind an empire at its absolute zenith. However, the seeds of decay were already sown. His successor, Mansa Makhan, lacked Musa's strength. In 1338, the Mosi raided Timbuktu, and the two Gao princes escaped to reclaim their independence. By the late 1400s, the Songhai Empire, led by the fierce Sunni Ali, began to eclipse Mali. The Tuaregs seized the northern trade routes, and the lifelines of the empire were severed. Mali transitioned from a global superpower back into a memory of a golden age. Narrator: Mansa Musa remains a titan of history, a broker of intercultural trade who bridged the gap between the African interior and the Mediterranean world. He proved that at the heart of Africa lay a civilization of such wealth and order that it once held the keys to the global economy. The impact of Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 is often cited as the only time in history that one man personally controlled the global price of gold. While his intentions were rooted in piety and generosity, the sheer volume of wealth he introduced into the Mediterranean and Middle Eastern markets triggered a decade-long economic crisis. The mechanism of the collapse: hyperinflation. When Mansa Musa arrived in Cairo, he didn't just spend money, he flooded the market. He gave away gold to every official, mosque, and charitable organization he encountered. In an era where gold was the universal standard of value, this created a classic case of monetary inflation. Sudden oversupply, gold was suddenly no longer a scarce resource in Egypt. Purchasing power. Devaluation. Because there was so much gold in circulation, merchants raised the prices of everyday goods, wheat, cloth, oil, to compensate. The 10-year slump. Historical chroniclers such as Al-Umari noted that the value of the gold mithqal dropped significantly and did not recover for over 12 years. Who felt the impact the most? While the Sultan of Egypt and his inner circle enjoyed the influx of Malayan gold, the broader population suffered. The economic collapse was felt most acutely by three specific groups. 1. The urban poor and laborers. These were the hardest hit. Most common citizens lived on fixed wages or traded in smaller denominations of currency. When the price of basic necessities like bread tripled because of the devalued gold, their wages remained stagnant. For a laborer in Cairo, Mansa Musa's generosity actually meant a decade of struggle to afford food. 2. Traditional merchants and creditors. Merchants who held their wealth in gold suddenly saw their savings lose value. Furthermore, anyone who had issued loans expected to be paid back in gold found that the gold they received was worth far less in terms of purchasing power than when they originally lent the money. 3. The Mamluk economy of Egypt. The Mamluk Sultanate, which controlled Egypt at the time, saw its entire monetary system destabilized. Egypt was a hub for international trade. When their currency lost value, it affected their ability to import goods from Europe and Asia, leading to a broader regional slowdown. Musa's correction, the first global central banker. In an extraordinary move upon his return journey, Mansa Musa realized the damage he had caused. To help stabilize the Egyptian economy, he began borrowing back gold from Cairo's merchants at incredibly high interest rates. By removing the excess gold from circulation and taking it back to Mali, he effectively acted as a one-man central bank, attempting to lower the money supply to bring prices back down. The economic shift group: immediate effect, long-term consequence. Elite officials: unprecedented luxury and gifts. Political favor and strengthened ties with Mali. Common citizens: rising costs of living. Poverty and food insecurity for 12 years. Gold market value plummeted. Gold remained devalued in the Middle East for a decade.
Yo, out the dust of the Sahel, a new sun rises from the Mandinga tribes, shifting the world sizes. Sundiata was the lion, laid the blueprint in the sand. But Musa took the throne and put the globe in his hand. He inherited the gold mines, inherited the salt. 100,000 soldiers, man, the army didn't halt, stretching Niger to the coast. Bigger than the West, 10,000 elite cavalry to put the foes to rest. But remember Abukari, the king who sought the deep. 2,000 ships to the Atlantic while the world was still asleep. He sailed into the horizon, never to be seen again, leaving Musa with the crown and the power of the pen. He didn't just inherit land, inherited a dream of a kingdom so majestic it would burst at every seam. From the ruins of old Ghana to the mountains of the north, the golden lion of Mali, it's time to step forward.
It's the golden lion, king of kings in the sun, the wealthiest to ever live since the world begun. From the heart of the Sahara to the streets of Cairo, Mansa Musa's name is the flame, watch the fire grow. Timbuktu shining University of Sankor, bringing knowledge to the people, opening the door. He controlled the price of gold with a single decree, the lion of the desert setting history free.
In 1324, the world awoke to the splendor. Musa on a Hajj, the ultimate big spender. 60,000 deep, moving like a golden tide. 12,000 silk-clad slaves walking by his side. 80 camels in the back, 300 pounds apiece of pure gold dust, watching the influence increase. He arrived in Cairo's gates, giving wealth to every face, but his generosity left a scar upon the place. He flooded every market till the value hit the floor. A decade-long recession, yeah, he started a war on the economy itself. Inflation in the streets, the price of bread tripled, people couldn't buy the meat. So he acted like a bank, borrowed gold to bring it back, stabilized the currency and put it on the track. The only man in history to hold the market in his palm, a one-man central bank keeping Cairo calm.
The golden lion, king of kings in the sun, the wealthiest to ever live since the world begun. From the heart of the Sahara to the streets of Cairo, Mansa Musa's name is the flame, watch the fire grow. Timbuktu shining University of Senghor, bringing knowledge to the people, opening the door. He controlled the price of gold with a single decree. The lion of the desert setting history free.
He returned with the scholars, architects, and the wise. God was the prize under the West African skies. He built the great mosque, let the silver frame shine. In the hall of audience where the jewels align, he transformed Timbuktu to the center of the mind. Astronomy and law leave the ignorance behind. Then Batuta wrote it down, the security is total. No robbers in the streets, yeah, the peace was anecdotal. 400 cities strong, Niani was the hub. While Europe sat in famine, Musa joined the club of the titans of the earth, bridging gaps across the sea. A broker of the trade, a fulfilling destiny. Though the Songhai would rise and the Tuareg would raid, the memory of his glitter is a sun that never fade. Mansa Musa died a legend at the zenith of his reign. The golden lion lives on, etched inside the
He's
brain.
the golden lion, king of kings in the sun, the wealthiest to ever live since the world begun. From the heart of the Sahara to the streets of Cairo, Mansa Musa's name is the flame, watch the fire grow. Timbuktu shining University of Senghor, bringing knowledge to the people, opening the door. He controlled the price of gold with a single decree. The lion of the desert setting history free.
Shout out to the saddest. Welcome to the King R's YouTube channel. Roll up, light up. Let's chop game.